All right, guys, we're back. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Snowboard Pro Camp live chat. I'm Kevin, gonna be on here for the next hour answering any of your snowboard questions. I also just want to give you guys a quick recap of where we've been snowboarding the last month and a half, and then also our plans next. So what's next for Snowboard Pro Camp? We've got some plans for October. Want to get as much snowboarding in as possible, snowboard every month of the year. So just wanted to let you guys know those plans, and I figured the best place to make an announcement is here on the YouTube live chat. So thank you guys all for tuning in. Thanks everyone for listening. If you guys have any questions, definitely hit me up during the live chat. It's also a super chat, so if you want to help support the channel and you need your question answered, definitely hit that super chat button as well. But yeah, so at the moment I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, taking a bit of a break, so a week off of snowboarding to visit some family. But we do have some plans coming up to snowboard very soon. And then the last 5 weeks we were in New Zealand and Australia, had an incredible time. Definitely both places exceeded my expectations. A lot of people ask, you know, what's better? What's New Zealand, Australia? And to be honest, they both have their own unique qualities. I would say in general, New Zealand, the terrain park is better, and also the scenery is much better in New Zealand. So you just have those incredible mountains, incredible views. But then over in Australia, you know, the terrain park is still good. We still had a great time, but the mountains were actually much bigger than I expected. And I feel like the free ride potential in Australia is actually is possibly better than New Zealand. So for free riding, for the all mountain riding through the trees and kind of exploring some of the alpine, I feel like there's more options over in Australia, which I was really, really surprised by. I think living in Whistler, there's lots of Aussies and Kiwis, and I think they both kind of, for whatever reason, downplay how good Australia and New Zealand are. But yeah, they definitely both honestly exceeded my expectations, and can't wait to get back there. We'll definitely make some plans for next August and September to get back down to New Zealand and Australia. So it was great times. It was awesome meeting all the people too, met so many fans of the channel. That was amazing, tons of photos, and it was great to talk to all you guys and get to know some of you guys. So that was definitely the highlight of the trips, and another reason to go back to meet up and possibly ride with some of you guys. And yeah, and so just overall great trip. The hardest part, it was definitely all the traveling. Those flights are tough, especially for me. I'm almost 6'4", so being on a plane for 12, 13 hours at once, it can be tough, but it's worth it in the end. And yeah, I can't wait to get back. So the next plan after this kind of week off in Toronto and a few days in Whistler, TJ and I are heading over to Europe. So we are gonna be in Holland at the snow center at Landgraaf, October, I believe it's the weekend of October 12th, 13th, 14th. So if you guys wanna come and snowboard with us at Landgraaf, we're gonna be there that weekend. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be snowboarding the Saturday and Sunday. I don't know yet about the Friday, but because we arrive on the Friday, so I'm not sure if we'll have time, but yeah, we're gonna be at Landgraaf that weekend. Then after that, we are heading to Stepan. So we're gonna fly over to Germany and to Munich, and then drive down to Innsbruck in Austria, and then we're gonna spend a week snowboarding on the glacier at Stepan. So if you guys wanna come to Stepan as well, yeah, we're gonna be there the following week, the following 8 days of riding on the Stepan Glacier. So really stoked about that as well. If you guys make any plans for Landgraaf or Stepan, definitely just, you know, tell them that you're coming to see Snowboard Pro Camp. It's an awesome way to support the channel and let the local resorts and people know that, yeah, that it's just part of the reason why you're coming. So it helps us to work with the resorts and the places too. So really excited to check out Landgraaf. I've seen lots of cool YouTube videos from there, some of the pros, Haldor riding at Landgraf and some of the other pros. So it looks like a really awesome, looks like a really incredible place. Like, it's got a big long park line, lots of features. So for an indoor slope, it just has a big variety. So last year we were in London and did a day at the Hemel Hempstead Snow Center, which was amazing. So this time we figured we would check out the one in Holland. So really excited about that. And then Stubai Glacier in Austria, that's kind of a legendary early season place to do some snowboarding. So perfect time in October to spend some time there. So yeah, hopefully we'll get to see lots of you guys there. So looking forward to that. But yeah, so I'll get to you guys' questions. Over 100 people on the live stream. Thank you guys all for tuning in. And yeah, definitely hit me up with any questions you have. Hit that super chat button if you want to support the channel and get your question answered. And yeah, ask me anything from beginner snowboard questions, tricks, gear advice, anything that's coming up. If you have any questions about our travels, about what if you need recommendations of where to ride, yeah, all that kind of stuff. So let's get into it. And if I miss your question, I'm gonna do my best to answer as many as possible within this hour. So yo, what's up everyone? So Joe Wilkin, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Daniel Z, what's up Daniel? Thanks for tuning in. Daniel asks, did you get sponsored? That is a lot of trips for this year. Yeah, man. No, we didn't get sponsored. All this is made possible by you guys. So, from the ads on the videos. So anytime you guys watch an ad, that helps the channel. From everyone on Patreon. Patreon's been huge for helping us. And then also the links below in the description. We get a small commission whenever you guys buy something through those links. So all those kinds of things, they help us to fund these trips. So that's our main thing. No sponsorships yet. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And then of course here in the live chat, that's a big one too. So everyone that does the super chat, that's another way that we get to snowboard and make these videos for you guys. I hope you guys liked the video uploaded this morning was getting custom footbeds made while we were in Jindabyne. So that was a pretty big thing. There's shout out to Joey and the ESS board store. You guys rock, and yeah, one way to avoid foot pain. Yeah, so, and then TJ made a video recently too. Hope you guys got to see it. It was one of TJ's favorite butter tricks, and he tries to take you guys step by step on how to get that butter trick on lock. It's kind of a complicated one, but if you're not ready to do the whole trick, you can work on parts of it and build up to it. So those are some of the recent videos, but yeah, it's all thanks to all you guys. And we got a couple of super chats coming through already. Emilian Popov, thanks for the super chat, man. He says, hashtag upcoming trip fund. Keep it up. Awesome. Thanks so much, Emilian. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in every week. And InMotion SLB with the super chat. It says, best Aussie video name, Freedom. Yeah, that was like the theme of that day, was being up there. If you guys haven't seen it, I think it's called Snowboarding is Freedom. That was the day that we were riding in Thredbo, Australia. And we were just up there, and the day felt like winter. It was cold, it was windy, there was some fresh snow on the ground, and it just really reminded us of winter and why we love to snowboard. It was, hikes like that when you're hiking in the Alpine. And yeah, I think TJ and I are both on the same page, and just in terms of having that feeling of freedom, of being in the mountains and just doing the thing that you love. So that was an incredible day. I think the title, just suited the feeling that we had that day. And yeah, that's what snowboarding does. It just gives you that feeling of freedom, feeling of just being able to be doing what you love and being free. So it's pretty awesome. Steven Baragan with the super chat. Thanks so much, Steven. He says, Kevin, just bought the T-Rice Pro for the season. Any tips on first ride? Keep shredding it out there, bro. Big fan. Awesome, Steven. Yeah, absolutely. So for the first ride on that T-Rice Pro, the things that I noticed is that the point where you ollie from is a little bit different. which is true for every snowboard. Every snowboard, when you go to ollie off the tail, there's sort of like different parts that pop you into the air. A little bit different on each board. So I noticed that on the T-Rice, it took me probably like a full day to really get comfortable and find that spot where you can ollie from. So that's the first thing to look for. The other thing to look for on the T-Rice is that just getting used to the magnet traction. So the magnet traction, it was really a good thing straight away. It really helped me to hold that edge, but I guess it's a little bit surprising, the hold. So as you're riding, as you're starting to get into those carves, just expect to have some extra grip and some extra control. So that was a surprising thing. Not too much, sliding around or feeling unstable. That magnet traction is gonna make it feel really comfortable. So I hope you like that board, man. And yeah, just pay attention to those things as you ride it. And Chris DeLeon says, what's a good level of forward lean on bindings? So if you guys don't know, forward lean is your high back. So when it's set at a 0, it's pretty much straight up and down. And then it typically goes from like a 0 to 6. So a 6, you're tilting it forward. And the idea is when you go to lean back, you get more response on your heel edge. So I typically ride it at about a 4, a 3 or a 4, so that I have some support with when I go to lean onto my heels. But it's a little bit of a personal preference. I would say start with the 4, maybe experiment, see how a 6 feels, see how a 0 feels. If you're getting a lot of when you turn onto your heels, if your heels tend to kind of like shudder, then maybe crank it up. Go to a 3, go to a 4, see how that feels. If you can handle a 6, try 6. Sometimes a 6 is uncomfortable, so that may be too much. So I would start it at like a 4. Go from there. All right, so Joe Wilkin says, what's up, Joe? He says, you come to Chicago for the huge convention going on October 19th. Lots of deals. It's a huge event. Awesome, amazing. Well, we can't make it then. I think we'll be in Austria, but would love to come visit in Chicago sometime. And yeah, that is actually a great thing to mention. In October, it's a great time to buy snowboard gear because a lot of the stores, a lot of the online stores, just everywhere, they want to get rid of all their last year's stock. So if you need some kind of snowboard product, pretty much anything, you're gonna be able to find it on sale from last year. And the thing with snowboard gear is that from year to year, there may be small improvements, and it is nice to have the latest thing, but if you don't mind getting something from the 2017-2018 season, then you can get something on sale. So yeah, check that out. Great time to buy stuff in October. And Gixener1 says, see you in Landgraf. Hello from Holland. Awesome. Yo, what's up? Thanks for watching from Holland. Yeah, I can't wait to get to Landgraf. October 12th, 13th. Looking forward to it. And Steven asks, what's your preference? Normal snowboard pants or bib pants? Definitely my preference is the bibs. So I feel with the bib pants, it's just you feel more free, like around your waist. The bib just kind of like it hangs off you comfortably and allows for lots of airflow and just that comfort factor. I feel like when you're wearing the regular pants, and for me too, I've got a skinny waist, so I got to have that belt on there to hold my pants on, and having all that extra stuff around my waist kind of feels a little bit restrictive. So I like the bibs. It also helps to keep the snow out. If you're riding in powder, you get some snow up your jacket, the bib is going to keep everything out. So I've had 2 pairs of bibs. I've had a pair of Dakine bibs, which were Gore-Tex, and they were a little bit heavier, so made for the winter time, and they were great. And then I've also got a pair of Ride bibs, and the Ride ones were much lighter, sort of like a spring snowboard pant, and I rode those most of the summer and loved them both. And I think I'm going to be buying some new snowboard gear soon, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy another pair of bibs. So yeah, I'd say bibs is the way to go. All right, guys, so see on here. Super chat from Yo Peter. Thanks Yo Peter for the support. Heading to Hakuba in January. Any tips? Awesome, man. Tips for riding Japan. I would say the #1 tip, if you can, get a true powder board. So last year I brought the Nitro POW, and as part of the Quiver series on the Nitro line, and absolutely loved riding that board. A powder board is just going to keep you on top of the snow, make that powder riding so much easier. TJ and my friend Bo, those guys were also riding POW boards, and just made everything much easier. So that'd be #1. For trying in Japan, the Japanese are so friendly. So if you get lost, if you have any questions, just ask a local Japanese person. They're super friendly, and it's part of their culture to help visitors. So that was one thing that really stood out. And what else? Taxis are a little bit expensive, so take a look at either renting a car or finding the shuttle times and just being there when the shuttle arrives. They're pretty punctual. It's a very punctual place, Japan. So yeah, definitely look into shuttles or having your own car. And a lot of people say the onsens are the thing to do. I never did it while I was there. I totally missed out. But next time I'm gonna hit up the onsens. But yeah, you're gonna have a great time, man. All right, so thank you guys all for tuning in again. And Yamaha 1051 with the super chat. Plans on coming to US, Vermont, or New York? No plans at the moment. It's very tempting to travel to Vermont and that Maine, the Northeast, New York, but it would be great to come meet up with all the fans there. But yeah, no plans yet. We got some other plans for the US. Jackson Hole, we're really hoping to be able to ride at Jackson Hole, Wyoming this winter, and possibly some spots in California, but yeah, no Northeast plans yet. And super chat from Thomas Hammond. Thanks so much, Thomas. And he says, K-Dog, thanks for the video this morning. Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, I hope you liked that one. It was really, I really like that video. I want to make more types of videos like that for you guys too, sort of behind the scenes, informative type videos. And because I learned a lot that night, hanging out with Joey at the ESS board store there. And he taught me a lot about footbeds and the benefits and how to solve your snowboard foot pain. So yeah, definitely really enjoyed making that video. I hope you guys get a lot out of it, because I definitely learned a lot. And yeah, because foot pain is one of those problems. It kind of it affects a lot of people, and it can be persistent, and it can actually take some people out of snowboarding altogether. So if there's ways around it, if there's ways that we can beat it, then that's the goal. So thanks so much for the support, Thomas. All right, so Max Earl says, I'm your biggest fan. Awesome, thanks, Max. Skylar says, come to J Peak. Yeah, I've heard good things. Addie says, can you do a butter video soon? Yeah, well, check out TJ's video. He did the Haldor Helgeson butter, so check that one out. And there's actually a butter playlist too. So there's a playlist that I've made where I've got maybe at least a dozen videos on different butter tricks. So check that one out as well. And there's a video on the channel too, top 10 butter tricks. So you can learn 10 butter tricks from one video. So yeah, if you search butters on YouTube or on the channel, you're gonna find a plethora of snowboard butter videos. And Cameron with the chat here, thanks for the stoke, guys. Keep it up. Snowboard Pro Camp and David Jones have helped me make up my mind about moving to New Zealand next year from South Africa. Keep spreading the stoke. Oh, amazing. Yeah, you're gonna love it, man. Yeah, New Zealand is so cool. After New Zealand, you have to do a season in Canada. And Wouter van der Pol says, see you in Landgraf. Absolutely, I'll see you there, man. Awesome. Yeah, let's do a big Snowboard Pro Camp hangout in Landgraf. That would be awesome. I'll see you guys there. And Ty Winter Sports. Hey, what's up, Napa? He says, how's the new insoles? Yeah, I rode them one day. They felt really nice, completely different. I really felt like, yeah, my foot was just supported in my snowboard boot. I guess like typically in my snowboard boot, you kind of have your foot moving around a little bit, and with the insole, it just like held it in place. Felt really good, and yeah, looking forward to riding it more. So that one day was great, but definitely need more days on it. And Bruh Sweet, what's up, Bruh Sweet? He says, yo Kevin, which board do you prefer, the Westmark or the Horoscope? Honestly, like, it's kind of that's a tough question. So I think for all mountain, I prefer the Westmark because it's a bit stiffer. Even though it's a rocker board, I do feel like I have a bit more control on the Westmark for all mountain riding. It's also got the grip tech, so those bumps around the contact points, which help you to grip the snow. So all mountain, I would say the Westmark, but for the park riding, I prefer the Horoscope. So if I was gonna pick, if I was going out for just a free ride day, I'd bring the Westmark, and if I was going for a park day, bring the Horoscope. And yeah, I don't know, I hope that helps you, man. All right, thank you guys for all the questions. And Ramon says, what POW boards are you guys getting into? So this year, I'm gonna try to rock a bit of a more versatile powder board, something that's maybe not super POW specific, but can do a bit of more all mountain and powder. So the Burton Deep Thinker. So yeah, I've got that board on order, and I should have it sort of like mid-October. Hopefully it'll come before I head out to Stubai and Landgraf. But yeah, it looks like a really fun board. It's got that tapered shape, so it's gonna float a little bit better than a typical board. And it's got some big camber towards the back foot too, so maybe good for doing some nice jumps and cliff drops into powder. And the Vlogster guy says, what park board do you recommend for someone that's an intermediate boarder? Yeah, good question. In one of the recent videos, is called what makes a good park board. I talk a little bit about this, but some of the features that you want to look for like a good park board, obviously the twin shape so that you can ride it in both directions. Riding switch is really important for riding park. A board that is pressable, but also has some snap in it. So you want some snap for the control and also for doing ollies, but you want it soft enough in the nose and tail so you can still do butters and do presses. So that's one of the reasons I got the Capita Horoscope, is it's flat camber between your feet, so allowing you to get an ollie, but then the nose and tail, it's got some rocker, so it makes it pressable. So that's why I got the Capita Horoscope. In the past, I rode the Solomon Huck Knife, same kind of idea, except it had camber between the feet, and it was rockered out past towards the nose and tail. So another sort of design there. So I feel like that is the most ideal for an intermediate park rider. And there's lots of boards with that similar profile to it. But yeah, definitely check out some of those. Also, when buying a board, as always, check out if your boot sizes are like 11 and over, you may want to start looking at a wide board. And if they're 11 and under, then just the regular width board. Because if you're riding park and your toes are touching the snow at all, it's not a good idea. And Tobias says, I'm riding Capita Horoscope and Capita Ultra Fear, but on dry, I hate myself. What does that mean? On dry slopes? Sorry to hear that. And Alexi says, I'm watching from Russia. Oh, what's up, Alexi? Yeah, guys, let us know where you're watching from as well. Love hearing about where you guys are at. Lucas says, thoughts on trendy snowboarding? Yeah, there's always new trends, new things coming around, so I think it's cool. It's kind of cool to see new trendy things. Adidas pants and like kind of like mom jackets and stuff. I feel like, it's fun. It's like fun 90s style is kind of back in the snowboard world at the moment. Baggy, puffy pants, baggy jackets. So yeah, it's fun stuff. I like it. I don't know what the next trend will be, but And Dominic's watching from Reno, Nevada. Awesome. We had a great time snowboarding at Tahoe. There wasn't much snow when we were there, but we had a fun time in the park. And Reno is very cool. Shout out to the, what's it called? Happy Planet restaurant. They've got some great sweet potato burritos there. And Reno's kind of a strange town because it's mostly for the casinos and the gambling. But yeah, it's a close drive to the mountains there. So yeah, good times in Reno. And Alexander asks, is Quicksilver gear any good? Jacket, pants, etc. I'm not sure. I've never owned any Quicksilver stuff. I think that Travis Rice rides for Quicksilver. So he's a pretty good snowboarder, and you know, if he's rocking it, it must be decent. All right, guys. Thanks again, everyone, for hanging out. So if you guys are tuning in a little bit late, the announcement for what's next for Snowboard Pro Camp is that we are going to Landgraf in Holland the weekend of October 12th. I think we're going to be there that weekend on the Saturday and Sunday snowboarding. So if you guys are in driving distance or possibly flying distance to Landgraf, come hang out with us, and yeah, let's take over the snow center for a few days. And then after that, we are going to we're flying to Munich and then driving to the Stubai Glacier. So we're going to be riding in Stubai for a week in Austria after that. So if you guys are in Austria, in Stubai, the week after Landgraf, that's where we're going to be at. So that's our upcoming plans. So Ian Johnson says, what if you have giant feet? My size boot is 14. My toes dig on turns. Know a board that is wide enough. Can't find one. Sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, that's tough. You gotta really, I guess, look at board specs and board widths. Find the widest board. I don't know, is the Libtech Skunk Ape, is that one wide enough for you? That looks like a pretty hefty board. But yeah, sorry, that's a tough problem, man. You may want to look into some of the boards, companies that do the custom boards. Maybe a little bit more money, but you could possibly get a custom one made through one of those like Donek, or I know a few of there's lots of board companies around that'll make you a custom board, so maybe check that out. Chris B says, you should link your sunglasses. Are those Oakley Hallbrook? Actually, I don't even know which model of Oakleys these are. But yeah, Sunglass Rob and Sporter X hooked me up with these last winter at Mammoth. So yeah, go show Sporter X some love on YouTube as well. Thank you guys. Yeah, shout out Rob and the crew over there for hooking us up with some goggles last season and these sunglasses. So Alexi wants me to speak Russian because he doesn't understand what I'm saying. Dude, I would love to be able to speak Russian, but I can't. All right, so Jip Suede with the super chat. Thank you so much. He says, hey from Minnesota, come play someday. Any thoughts on the 2019 Arbor Cyprus bindings? Ooh, no thoughts on those bindings. I haven't gotten a chance to try them out. I don't think I've actually ever seen a set of Arbor bindings in person. So that'll be, I'll have to do some research on that. But yeah, would love to come hang out in Minnesota. I know you guys got some great tow ropes out there, some great parks, and I'm sure a tow rope and a nice rail park would be a nice way for me to get onto my rail game. So maybe we'll come ride at Trollhagen. Is Trollhagen near Minnesota? It'd be really cool to come ride there. So I'll keep you posted. But yeah, thanks for the offer and thanks for the support. Addie wants to know thoughts on step-on bindings. I've ridden the step-on bindings a few times. I would say for step-ons, it's kind of the thing. It's like if you need step-ons, if you have a hard time bending over to do up your bindings, in terms of like it's a pain for you, then I would go for it. But if you can get away with the traditional strap bindings, I would prefer the straps for performance. It kind of depends though. If you're a casual snowboarder and you just want to go up, do some casual laps, have fun, and performance isn't like top on your list, you'd prefer to have that convenience, I would go for them. But if you're looking to progress and you're looking for that edge on performance wise, I would just go with the traditional straps. And the Vlogster guy says, I'm trying to do tame dogs, but can't find that I find that I panic when I'm upside down. Any tips? Yeah, so if you panic, I would say go to a trampoline center and practice your tame dogs on a trampoline. Just get on a trampoline, practice them over and over and over and over, and you'll build your air awareness and that feeling of doing the tame dog motion and being upside down too. You'll get comfortable with being upside down by doing them on a trampoline. Okay, so we got another super chat from Taylor Fuller. Thanks so much, Taylor. It says, hey, I have a Canadian working holiday visa. What's the resort you spend most time at? I'd love to run into you and TJ. So yeah, in Canada, the place we're at most is Whistler. So anybody that's doing a season this year in Whistler will definitely see you guys either this year or next year. And yeah, Whistler is the place to be. It's awesome. It is really extremely difficult to find a place to live in Whistler. But hopefully somebody will fix that problem and there'll be more housing available. But yeah, we'll be in Whistler. Alexander Muller, any tips on specific workouts in the gym for snowboarding season? Yeah, check out some of the, I have a few videos up for snowboard exercises. You know, if you're a beginner, you're gonna be doing some like sitting up. So any kind of like ab exercises will really help you for that, getting that sitting up motion. Also, if you can do some push-up type stuff, because you're also gonna be pushing yourself up quite a bit. And then for the riding itself, you know, like having a strong core and legs is important. So if you want to do some squats or lunges, things like that to kind of strengthen your legs, that can help. So yeah, give that a try. And then also, you know, the lighter you are, the easier snowboarding probably is. So, you know, do some cardio, burn some of those calories in that. And having good cardio is good too, because then you can do long days. And Icy Key says, why do your feet hurt when snowboarding? I've been told you get used to it, but my third year snowboarding, my feet still hurt. So the explanation I've gotten from Joey when we got those custom footbeds made is that basically what's happening is if this is your foot and you kind of got your arch, that when you go to when you're snowboarding, your foot is constantly getting flattened out. And then it goes up and down, up and down. So you're constantly like spreading out your foot and like making it go flat. And so that over and over again, you know, strains the muscles, gives you a sore foot. So an insole, it supports your arch. So it keeps you in one place and gives you support. So your foot's not constantly like flattening out. So I think that is probably why foot pain happens. There's probably other reasons too, but that was, I thought, a pretty good explanation. So yeah, try insoles out. Get some custom footbeds. And another super chat from Taylor Fuller. Awesome, thanks so much, man. Donation to support the channel. I watched every video. Big thanks and shout out to Australia. Was great to see you ride our snow. Cheers for the content. Awesome, thanks so much, man. Thanks so much for the support and for watching all those vids. Yeah, great times in Australia. Love the people. The mountains were much bigger than I expected. So yeah, it was a great time. And it's a little bit behind, but there's actually one more video coming from Australia. So, there's a couple videos, but one more like vlog type video. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming out soon. And Addie Hellstrom, how tall are you and what size board do you have? So I'm 6'3" and 3/4 and I'm 185 pounds. So when you're going to buy a snowboard, the length of the board is going to be tied into your weight. So check out the weight scale that usually is with every snowboard, and yeah, just get the appropriate length board for your weight. But there's other factors involved too. So, you know, for a park board, it's gonna be a little bit shorter. For like an all mountain board, you're gonna want a bit of a longer board. And then for powder boards, they kind of like get shorter again, some of them. So yeah, you gotta pay attention to the scale, and then yeah, also to what type of riding you wanna do. So yeah, my board is a 158. And Lucas says, do you listen to music when you snowboard? I do, sometimes I do. I would say most of the time I don't listen to music, especially if I'm free riding, because you know, if I'm riding in the trees or in the powder, you're usually communicating a lot, or at least I am. I'm communicating with my friends a lot to make sure that we're all safe together. But in the park, sometimes I'll ride to music, so put some like hip hop playlist on or something like that. I know TJ, he likes to listen to some metal as he rides. So, and I enjoy metal music too. Maybe next time I ride, I may listen to some of that. So yeah, sometimes I like to in the park. Kind of gets you into the zone. Yeah, it's pretty fun. And Alexi says, like Madonna. I haven't listened to any Madonna while I snowboard. I have listened to Madonna. And Atlee Goodman says, I'm trying to backflip. Do you have any tips? Yeah, I would start on a trampoline. Go to a trampoline center, maybe get some advice from some of the people that work there, and practice in a safe spot first. Trip 42, leave it. It's my second year. Should I try the parks? You may want to. It kind of depends. So I would say somebody that if you're ready for you'll know you're ready for the park when you can ride in control and confidently with some speed. You're able to do an ollie. You can ride some switch or quite a bit of switch riding. You've practiced some of the just natural side hit features, so you're comfortable just getting some air on some natural features. And for stuff like boxes, if you want to try your first box, something that you need is to be able to ride straight and flat with some speed. So once you get into the park, everything starts to get, you start to be riding with more speed, because when you go for a jump, you come in with speed so that you can make it to the landing. And then when you get to the landing, you're going to be going, a little bit fast. So having the confidence to ride with speed is important. And also for a box, it's important that you're able to control yourself on the approach. So being able to do short turns, short sliding turns, and then being able to point your board straight and totally flat. And so if you can do those things outside the park, then then you may be ready to ride in the terrain park. And Jacob Yates says, should I buy a season pass? Is it worth it? Absolutely. So I've actually got two season passes this year. I've got the Icon Pass and the Epic Pass. So I've got two. So if you get one, I think, that'll be a good deal. I feel like it's worth it, because when you go up snowboarding, I feel like you get more enjoyment if you have a pass. And then if you go up, it's like when you're making the most of that season's pass, then you feel good about having bought the pass. On the flip side, if you go up every day and you're buying those single individual passes, and let's say you buy a pass and then you have a bad day, then you're like, oh, like darn it, I bought a pass, the day wasn't very good, I wasted my $50 or whatever it is. Compared to if you buy a full season's pass, you go up, and if the day's not good, then you're like, oh, it's okay, I'm making the most of my season's pass. So I would say grab a season's pass. All right. All right, so Alexander says, will you or TJ try any battalions this season? Absolutely, and I know for a fact TJ is gonna try lots of battalions because he loves battalion snowboards. So yeah, look out for those. And yeah, I've got the Battalion Global Warmer. It's one of the boards I tried last season. So yeah, battalion's really fun. It's we'll definitely try some more out this year. And Jay Busy 94, favorite butter trick. So my favorite butter trick, I think it's doing a backside 180 into a tail press or switch tail press, and then from switch tail press to a cab 3. Yeah, that's my favorite butter trick. Awesome, guys. So 124 people watching, 34 likes. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Let's see if we can get those. If we can get any more likes, that'd be pretty cool. All right. And Yuri Tricky says, "How about your Volcom jacket? Do you still use it?" Yeah, I had a Volcom jacket 2 seasons ago. I don't use it anymore. It's kind of now my backup jacket. But I'm looking at some of the new Volcom snowboard jackets. They look very cool, and I don't know what brand of jacket I'm gonna get yet, but I've been looking at some of the Gore-Tex jackets. Yeah, trying to find a Gore-Tex jacket that's not too expensive. I would say for buying a jacket, the #1 most important thing is that the jacket is comfortable. So for me, I like a jacket that's not too heavy, that I can move around in and feel like kind of free and just comfortable in the jacket. That's the most important thing. And then it kind of depends on like where you live and what the snow is like where you live. So in Western Canada and the Western United States, the snow's a bit heavier, so having a more waterproof jacket is more important compared to on the East Coast, where it's much colder and where you may want an insulated jacket. So those things are a few things to consider for buying a jacket. Lauren says, "Any tips for riding on sticky snow? Had a bad day at the fridge, even on a waxed sintered board. Found the snow grabby on my board, so I just come to a stop." Oh, no way. Sorry to hear that, Lauren. That's funny. So if you're riding indoors, maybe it's because you may have the wrong temperature wax on your board. So that's the only explanation I can figure out, because in an indoor place, you'd think that they have the temperature controlled and it's probably pretty cold. So maybe you need to adjust the temperature wax you're using. Maybe ask some people at the snow center like what temperature wax they use and what's best for the indoor slope. That's actually something great. I'm gonna think about that too for heading to Landgraf. If anybody that rides at Landgraf, if you guys have any recommendations for what temperature wax to put onto my board for while riding there, that'd be really helpful. And Marco Figuero with the super chat. Thanks, Marco. And he says, "We need some sick montage of you killing it on the hill." Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, we'll get some montages going. Well, for the end of the year, we always do a montage of the season. So like a season wrap up. So maybe we'll try to put some of the highlights of the season in the end of the year wrap up video. But yeah, thanks for the request, man. Catherine Lee says, "Chris coming back this season." I hope so. So Chris, he's been recovering. I don't know the latest status on his knee, but it's actually Chris's birthday today. So maybe if everyone can go over to his Instagram or over to his YouTube and wish Chris a happy birthday. His Instagram handle is Chris is recovering. I think that's it. Yeah, Chris is recovering. Yeah, if you guys want to check that out on Instagram, or head to Chris's YouTube channel and wish him happy birthday, then I think that's pretty nice. And hopefully his knee's doing well and he'll be back on snow soon. So he's just got to get that knee better. And another question. Let's check out some of these questions. All right, we got a few happy birthdays to Chris on here. That's awesome. I'll pass them along too. All right, so question here. I'm riding tomorrow tomorrow in Landgraf. What trick should I learn first? I would say the first trick on a jump could be a grab. So an indie grab is a good first trick. So that's your backhand grabs between your feet on your toe edge. It's a good first trick on a jump. First box trick, you know, keep it simple. Just go for the 50-50, riding straight across. And you know, you can practice a few nose and tail presses, getting a tail press just as you ride down the slope. That's another good first trick. So try some of those out. And super chat from Armin91 Nails. Thanks so much. They say, loved all the vids from NZ and Aussie. Keep it up. Awesome. Thanks so much. Yeah, we'll do. We'll keep it rolling. Yeah, there's a few more vids to come from Australia. A few tutorials to come as well that I filmed in Australia. And I believe one tutorial to come still from New Zealand is also. And yeah, we'll keep it up. Going to be in Landgraf and Austria soon, so we'll keep the videos rolling then as well. And Bert says, I use cold waxed from One Ball. The snow indoors is much more ice-like. Okay, yeah, good to know. And Lisbo D says, where do you recommend to eat in Whistler? So my favorite places to eat. One of my favorite spots is probably the healthiest in Whistler. It's called the Green Mustache, and that's near the IGA Marketplace. It's maybe maybe a 7-minute walk from the slopes, and yeah, it's called the Green Mustache. It's like probably the healthiest, and it tastes actually really good too. It's another good place. Ooh, so they have a really good ramen place besides Subway. It's called, what's it called? I haven't been to Whistler in a while. Oyama Ramen. So Oyama Ramen by Subway is also my favorite. Two good spots there. Oh, and then if you like Indian food, the Royal Taste of India above the McDonald's. It's some good Indian food in there. And some gamer kid says, I was stoked to meet you guys in Jindabyne. Awesome. Awesome to meet you too. Where did we meet? Refresh my memory. Awesome, guys. Thanks again for all the questions. So Phaser Skater, have you ridden at Mount Bachelor in Oregon? If so, what did you think? Yeah, Mount Bachelor is awesome. One of my favorite spots. There's a bunch of videos on the channel actually that we made at Mount Bachelor 2 and 3 years ago. So yeah, go check out some of those. But Mount Bachelor is some of my favorite tree riding in the whole world. So it's got amazing trees to ride through. And when the Alpine opens as well, there's some pretty fun Alpine. It's a little bit windy there, like up in the Alpine, but if you hit it right and you find those soft pockets of snow, it's a pretty cool place to ride. Speaking of windy, it's getting windy here. And then also at Bachelor, they've got some really cool wind lips. So like natural, kind of like snow wind lip features that you can either like jump off of or like do some slashes on. So lots of really fun terrain at Mount Bachelor. One of my favorite places. I would say I'd put Mount Bachelor in my top 5. It's pretty cool. And C says, is the Burton Custom with Union Rodeo bindings a good first setup? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's very good board. It's a very versatile snowboard, so it lets you to do a bit of everything. And I haven't actually ridden the Union Rodeo bindings, but I'm a big fan of Union bindings, so I think that's a good combo. All right, so Mitchell Carson, what's a good soft board that can handle anywhere on the mountain pretty well? That's a tough combo. To be soft and to handle anywhere, it's kind of like opposites in some ways. But so you kind of want a mix of soft and stiff. The stiffness will give it that stability to ride it anywhere, and the softness for butter tricks and for park. So yeah, like like I was saying, a couple of the boards that I've ridden recently, the Solomon Huck Knife, the Capita Horoscope, kind of a combination of soft and some stiffness where you need it for that control. And Nathan Holt says, how are your custom footbeds? I've just seen that video and I'm tempted to hook myself up. Yeah, only had one day of riding on them. My feet were comfortable. They were very supported, but only one day. But so far, that one day, they felt good. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep riding them. I feel like it makes a lot of sense that they, you know, having that custom footbed, having the support that you need, it should translate into better performance, better comfort. And so far on that one day, they felt awesome. So I would recommend it for sure. Treat yourself. And Marco Figuero with the super chat. Can we get more medium to big jump tutorials, please? Yeah, absolutely. Definitely this season, you know, we're always trying to put out content across the board, from the very beginner content to beginner tricks to intermediate tricks to the advanced stuff. So gonna try to get out something, a bit of everything for you guys. So yeah, if you have any requests too, definitely leave them in the comments of the videos. Just hit us up with a request. Or too, there's a lot of videos, tutorials and videos up from the last few years that, you know, go back and look at some of those old ones, because there's quite a big catalog of snowboard tutorials and tips and things out there for you. So, but yeah, gonna try to get some beginner, intermediate, advanced, all kinds of videos out for you guys. And all right, Snowboard Dad, when can we see some GoPro Hero 7 Black videos? Snowboarding, of course. Yeah, great question. Probably pretty soon. I think I am gonna pick up the GoPro 7. You know, every time I get the newest edition of the GoPro, there's always some doubt that, you know, is better, is the latest one, is it gonna be better? And to be honest with you guys, every time I get the latest GoPro, it improves the quality and it makes filming snowboarding easier. So I've loved the 6. I think this from the 5, you know, from the 4 to the 5 was a jump, from 5 to 6 was a jump, and I'm sure that from 6 to 7 there's going to be improvements too. The biggest thing that, I don't know what the 7 has in store, but the biggest improvements, the things I liked about the 6 the most, was the built-in stabilization, which is huge for snowboarding because you're, you know, a lot of times you're moving as you're trying to film. So that built-in stabilization really helps to keep everything nice and smooth, makes it much more watchable afterwards. And the other thing that the 6 really added to video is contrast and the contrast and also some saturation. So the contrast just made the darks look darker, the brights look a bit brighter, and then the saturation, like the colors seem more vibrant. So those things and the 6 made it a big game changer for me. So I'm looking forward to testing out the 7 as soon as possible. And M. Costa says that the 7 stabilization should be even better. Awesome, yeah, that's perfect. Alexander Muller says, how important is the top sheet design of your board to you? To me, it's important. Like, yeah, I like to be able, when I look down on my snowboard and there's a cool top sheet design that I like, I think that's important. Yeah, you should, it should be, I think it should factor in, you know, there's, you know, if the top sheet was just like all green or all gray or some color you don't like, it's probably not going to make it as fun to ride. So, yeah, and if you guys don't like your top sheet, you can get some covered up with some stickers or something like that. But yeah, top sheet I think is important. And Devin says, of course you're in Toronto. Once I've left Kananaski, where's that? Yeah, I'm in Toronto at the moment, so hanging out here. Oh, a couple of things, guys. If you want, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the notification bell, and then you'll get notified every time I go live. So if you don't want to miss the beginning of the live chat, definitely just hit that notification bell. Also, we've got links below every video to gear, so if you guys need any snowboard gear, check out those links below the videos. We get a small commission, so it helps support the channel and helps fund us. And also gonna have some new Snowboard Pro Camp merch out soon. There's links to Snowboard Pro Camp stickers if you guys want to check out any Snowboard Pro Camp stickers and rep those on the mountain. So I've been seeing some of your guys' photos on Instagram and Facebook, and yeah, thank you guys for everyone that's bought stickers so far. And Snowboard Life 14 says, Kevin, do you know any Bluetooth speaker that might be good for snowboarding? I do. I actually have a really good Bluetooth speaker. I don't use it for snowboarding, but I'll let you guys know. Next time I'm back in Whistler, I'll show you guys the speaker and the brands. I don't know it off the top of my head though. All right, let's do a few more questions. Thanks so much. Over 100 people been on here the entire time. It's so cool talking to you guys. This is the largest snowboard community in the world. So yeah, it's so stoked to be able to talk to you guys every week. Stay tuned on Monday too. TJ is gonna go live from Whistler. So that's gonna be different. I'm gonna be in Toronto still, and TJ will be going live from Whistler. So that'll be TJ's first time doing a solo video live from Whistler. So looking forward to that on Monday. Sorry we missed this last Monday's live chat, but we were both flying back from Australia. So we were somewhere over the Pacific, yeah, the Pacific Ocean that day. And the real Tupo with the super chat, thanks so much, and thanks for the free lessons. Thinking about buying the Ride Machete and the Arbor Hemlock bindings. What do you think? Yeah, Ride Machete, pretty awesome board. I feel like people love that board. I haven't ridden it myself, but it's a popular one. So I think you're making a good choice. And yeah, no problem for the free lessons, man. I'm gonna keep them rolling. Like one thing, when I was learning to snowboard, I couldn't afford lessons and didn't really have, my parents didn't ski or snowboard, so I didn't have any instruction. I just had to learn just by trial and error. So anything that I can do to help people get into snowboarding or improve or to learn tricks, I think the best way is, yeah, just to put it out there for free. And yeah, it's just the best way to do it. So yeah, thank you so much for the support. Will definitely help us make more of those tutorial videos. And CJ says, does the amount you pay for a snowboard factor in whether it's good or not? Absolutely, because I definitely recommend for like a beginner intermediate board staying on the low end of the price scale, because you're not going to use a lot of the fancy things that go into those more expensive boards. But once you start to get into that intermediate or high intermediate and advanced level, then the more expensive boards, they do have some pretty cool tech in them that just can add to your performance. So yeah, absolutely. I think the more expensive the boards are, just the way it goes is that there's more tech, there's more, better products, there's better materials in those boards. So yeah, better performance, lasts longer. So you get all that kind of good stuff. And another super chat from Marco Figuero. Thanks so much, Marco. Hope I'm saying your name right, man. And Marco says, what's the most resilient pair of mitts you've had? I can't seem to keep a pair for an entire season. All right, so I'll tell you a secret. I should actually make a video on this. So the best snowboard mittens that I've ever had have been the Neff Ripper mitts. I've had those mitts for, this will be going on 3 seasons, and they're still in the same condition as when I bought them. So the Neff Rippers, definitely the best mitts. There's links, I don't think in the below of this video to those mitts, but in most of my videos, there's links below to the Neff Ripper, and they're definitely the best mitten. They're literally in the same condition as the first day I bought them almost 3 seasons ago. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking to buy a pair of Neff mittens this year as well. Awesome, guys. So I think I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys all so much for coming to hang out this hour. Yeah, if you guys missed it at the start, what's next for Snowboard Pro Camp is we're going to Landgraaf in Holland, October, I think it's the weekend of the 12th, 13th. So on the Saturday and Sunday, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be snowboarding those days. So if you guys wanna come out to Landgraf, hang out, we're gonna take over the snow center and just have a really fun time riding with all you guys over in Europe. Then we're heading to the Stubai Glacier in Austria. So we're gonna be there for the week after. So if you guys can make it out to one of those spots, it would be awesome to meet up, hang out, and get to know some more of the fans. And yeah, it was an awesome 5-week trip in Australia, New Zealand. So much fun riding there, exceeded my expectations. And yeah, shout out to everyone that we met on that trip. It was cool. The last day in Perisher really blew my mind. Just met so many cool people. So the snowboard community is growing. Taylor Fuller, making my last dono. Just another big thank you. I'm proud to support the channel. Looking forward to when we run into each other in Whistler. Absolutely, Taylor. Yeah, I'll look out for you, man. Thanks so much for the support. Awesome, guys. So I'll see you guys next week. See you guys in the next video soon. There's another video coming from Australia. And yeah, look out for TJ's live chat this Monday from Whistler. Awesome. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.